How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Historic Brawl. Today, we are checking out a new commander, Horobi Death Wail. New in the sense that it recently came to Arena. Although I say recently, Aftermath was a little... not Aftermath, March of the Machines was a while ago. I kind of want to free all this, honestly. This is slightly better. Keep. We can go to Mere Convert and then go into Realmbreaker. So, Horobi Death Wail is a 4-mana 4/4 with flying, and it has the ability whenever a creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, destroy that creature. It's a little bit harsh for what we want to accomplish, right? It's a bit of a downside, but it is symmetrical, right? So the ideal is that we're kind of a spell slinger deck. We have a lot of 1-mana spells that target creatures, and the ideal is that we cast Horobi off curve on turn like 5 or 6, get 2 or 3 free kills out of it, and that is basically how we justify playing a commander with such a harsh restriction attached to it. I don't know what happened there. Oh, they tapped my rock. Weird. We'll hit Tamio a bit. So what am I keeping? My mana rock or my mana production? And not wrathing. Fair enough. I think we Swift in the Wanderer. And play the Dowsing Dagger. She's a bit too good, honestly. Burnished Heart. Our opponent really does not want us to have any mana whatsoever. We drew a Hedron Archive. We'll see if they... yeah, they're going to trade the Thief. Yeah, that's okay. It's not shaping up too well, but we're not in the worst spot. We need a Wrath, right, to continue. Oh. Just a little bit off there with my my mutant skills. Darn. We got Death Touchers. Well, one Death Toucher. I guess I go Blackheart. Or do I just... get a 4/4 lifelinker and hope that that maintains its value. Well, that's bad. It's only spells though, so it's not ability. Discount, but that's still pretty bad, right? It's a planar bridge. I really need my blood money. Blood money or some actual targeted instance would be fine. Hey! I did not expect to find the blood money, but I will gain 4 life out the door. there. We made some treasures. We can get Villas next turn. And Villas will at least draw some cards. But as I Sign in Blood for 1 mana is pretty good. Although it does require a creature to exist. What is our opponent's problem with Realmbreaker? I don't get it, man. I don't. But I guess. Oh my god. That was just brutal. Sure. Sure. I think we's done. Grilled Dragoth. I did not know I pulled up to the competitive historic Brawl queue. You know, that thing that doesn't exist. Wow, that was brutal. I do appreciate it though to some degree, right? Like, sometimes watching a brutal match is fun. Or being part of a brutal match. It's not really on the receiving end, right? Like, that's the rough bit, but these things do happen. We get on the play, so that's nice. We actually have one of our terrible 1 mana instants. I'll probably hold up Swift End, just because it's such an efficient Tovlar answer. Although on turn 2 we're not going to worry about Tovlar, right? I guess we go with Stronghold, and then we kill Tovlar when he comes down. Not playing that commander into the obvious removal spell. Pretty decent. Do I care enough to kill this? Probably. It's 2 damage either way. And if they play their commander, they're not going to have... they're not going to have the haste to attack with him. So we can play Hammurabi, or Horobi. Horobi. That sounds more right. I don't know, Duolingo. I still do Duolingo. Some of you who have been around for a long time remember that I used to do an actual video series on it, but weird choice. Navigation Orb. Cabal Stronghold would not have been the one that I would have tapped, but I guess I don't really have anything to do this turn with the mana. Let's see, if it hadn't tapped that, we would have had... Would we have had enough mana? No, we would still be 1 mana short, so it wouldn't have mattered. That's why. Ooh, they are going to get a draw card. That's pretty bad. Give the werewolves an inch and they'll take a mile. They're an untrustworthy lot, if we're being honest. Play Horobi. Kill Tovlar. They undoubtedly have some kind of protection. Or are we just trading? We're just trading. That's fine. think we will just do this for 4. Not the most exciting use of a torment, but the werewolves. So let's add more mana down the Horobi. I don't know how this works, honestly. Well, that works out better than I would hope for. Because they do kill their own card. Fight spells are not good against Horobi. But if you're red-green, you don't really have a choice, right? Like, it's either burn or fight, and fight is more efficient when you have big creatures. Werewolves aren't big creatures, but they're not small, you know? So it does make sense. We do have to prevent some damage. We're gonna breach. Breaching could be good. So let's stronghold for 8. Breach. Pick up that and Wurmcoil. Let's kill the commander again. I'll play this on black. And swing in with Wurmcoil to pad our life total. We also have the secret tech that we can sack the Wurmcoil to create Death Touchers, right? A Death Toucher and a lifelinker. So they're up to 7. Yeah, this is rough. I think killing the factory is more important than killing the commander. Let's play Horobi. Let's target it. You know, let's target it now because I was about to sacrifice it to Horobi's own ability. And we'll just play an Alchemist. And I kind of want to leave up the rest of the mana. We've been doing a good job at killing Tovlar. Has it been enough yet, though? don't really want to do anything. Alchemist gift can get us a little bit of life back. Honestly, that Breach of the Multiverse kind of saved her bacon. Deal 2 damage, gain 2 life. Let's see if we can scrounge up enough permanence to get our boy turned on. And our boy is indestructible, so it doesn't matter. If he gets hit. It was a mistake not playing Veto, because then we could have won. How to say Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering. You step away for a day and you get rusty. It's impressive how thin the veneer of paint is, even after such a long time. Yeah, no, that's fine. You wanna kill your own commander? I am fine with that. Three life is what they need to stay alive, right? But it's not really enough. So I do just have the land in hand. Well, that was a good game too. I think we'll go on to a game 3 because we still have like 13 minutes. It's not that impressive of a time left, but it is decent. 8. I've been keeping up with my quests. Even if I did step away for a day, I got my quest done. Which I guess doesn't count as stepping away, but if you time it right, you can do the quest and still have 24 hours without Magic the Gathering. Which is dreadful to think about, I know, but back in the day that used to be how it was all the time, right? Because there was no easy way to get a game of Magic in. Ugh. The summer breaks during school years were particularly bad for games of Magic, right? Because you might have a set release where you would get together and play games with other people, but even still, everybody's doing their own thing, right? People go visit family, or everybody's not always around, right? So you lose out on being in proximity to the people that you play Magic with, but also with the people you're playing with Magic with sometimes, right? It's a walrus. I love me a walrus. I will keep them both, but I want the land first. That's fine. I saw you somewhere. Yeah, I saw you in a video with Tyvarkel. Our opponent conceded, so that was a very short game 3. Was that game 3 or was that game 1? I don't know. Or game 2, I mean. We'll do another one just because we still have a long time. And we can probably... No, that was game 3 because our first game was the complete dunkage of our opponent, of our poor deck to the Kinrith player. I don't know, man. It feels weird because mana denial is such a powerful strategy in historic Brawl that it is than it would be in like more multiplayer settings, right? Like even in 1v1 in like standard or historic or not Pioneer Explorer, like you have mana denial cards, right? Like you have Stone Rains and things like that you can play a fair few copies of, right? Because 4 is the max in 1v1. So like those cards are still there, but in Historic Brawl it just feels a little bit more powerful because decks are generally geared towards the late game anyways. Like a lot of the really powerful threats are 5, 6, 7 mana. I think I'm going to go with Orb here. I was going to throw our Walrus out there, but I feel like it would be throwing our Walrus under the bus. I feel like they would just murder him dead, and that would be sad. So we'll throw him out there after. We should probably bottom both, honestly. We're gonna shuffle anyways. So we have 6 mana. Next turn we can play our commander and then just, well, Armor of Shadows doesn't work. Does it? No, it does work. Right? I think it does. I don't know, we'll see. We'll use this one on that guy. And then we'll swing with our Walrus. Because he is powerful, you know. We technically had 7 mana. I forget that the Walrus had mana. I used to put the Walrus in many decks, but he's not very competitive. But every now and then I'll sneak a Walrus into the deck because, come on man, look at that boy. He's precious. I have no illusions of Horobi being a viable creature opponent, so if you really want to kill him, go ahead. But I'll at least get a block out of it. Well. Can your mana-screwed Rakdos deck deal with a 3/3 lifelinking Walrus? I don't know. I don't know. Probably or probably not. So this is 3 damage a turn. 4 if they go crazy with token cracking, but they probably won't. They'll probably save the mana because of how desperate they are. Yeah, and you know what we say to desperation. Right now, Captain Lannery Storm represents a way to get out of the hole, and there is no way out of the hole. The hole is where you stay. Darn, they're digging their way out. We do have a massive lead though, so like there's no guarantee that they'll get out before the bad stuff happens. Which is death, by the way. Then King will die, or King Dark. It's a baller nickname, man, but it's a bit too Chinibio for my taste, honestly. I think we can still race this. Because we can attack with 7 lifelinking damage every turn. That's pretty good. You only count +1/+1 counters, right? You don't care about glitter counters. We're gonna go and swing for 7. Opponent trades a Reckless Stormcaller. Understandable. We're going to play Horobi as a blocker. So even though Horobi doesn't feel like a real creature, it still has some upsides to it. Well, let's continue going face. Seven damage, not bad. And then we'll play our Mana Rock. We can't equip right now, because if we do, Horobi will nuke whatever we try to equip to it. So, that's still off the table. But our opponent is at a low enough life total that they are gonna need blockers. And they're probably gonna need to answer Horobi as well. Because if they don't answer Horobi, we could just nuke their blocker and feel good about it. Well, this is the best an Obnix's the Hate Twisted has ever been. He's done work. Oh, that's too many blockers to nuke. We still trade up with them, right? Like, our Death Toucher will not die if one of those two creatures blocks it. So we get a Gix down. We equip our Death Toucher. There are some smart choices here. Dark King, I was a bit harsh. Your deck building is top notch. We are gonna have to kill one of them though. Probably the Lightning Crew. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, you didn't... What happened? What happened? They were at 2. They blocked with a Lightning Rig Crew, which has 5 toughness, so it should have blocked all of the damage here. Well, no, it's a weird Death Touch thing again, isn't it? I hate the Death Touch rule, honestly. So what happened is, when you attack with a creature that has Death Touch and Trample, you only have to assign lethal damage to the creature. You can assign the rest to the trample damage. So 3 damage went to our opponent, and 1 damage went to the Lightning Rig Crew, because that's all we needed to kill it. A bit of a cheesy way to win, even though it's technically officially a rule, right? Like, that's how the rule works. But if you enjoyed the video, and you did like the Horobi deck, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.